Are you really a Catholic? Do you think that going to church on Sunday and tossing a few dollars into the collection basket makes you a good Catholic?
Have you forgotten how to live your faith? Have you forgotten how to follow the 10 Commandments and God's commandment to love God with your whole being and to love thy neighbor? Are you so taken up with the hedonistic society imposed upon us that you have forgotten about our Lord and how to follow his ways? How can you turn your backs on the very person who gave up his life for you? It's time to remember who you are and the faith that is the center of your life.
In our country, we often hear about the separation of church and state. This is only an excuse to silence people of faith and to discourage them from speaking up and participating in public policy. Our First Amendment to the United States Constitution does not advocate the separation of church and state, but rather it advocates for the protection of religious freedom from the state. Our society needs all its citizens to participate, including people of faith. People of genuine faith really strengthen the entire moral fabric of a country. As God tells us in the book of Leviticus, you shall not stand by idly while your neighbor's life is at stake.
As Catholics, we have a responsibility to follow Christ and to surrender in love to him. Yes, this is a difficult journey and the path is narrow, but it is the only true path. Isn't it about time that we stop letting our politically correct society dictate how we are to think and act as Catholics? Isn't it about time that we stop forgetting our faith?
We need to remember that no good can be accomplished without God. There are issues in our country that are intrinsically evil and should never be supported. Catholics can never promote or vote for any law or person that attacks innocent human life. Abortion and euthanasia are always wrong. Same-sex marriage is also wrong and leads to the destruction of the family. We are called to contribute to the common good and to defend the dignity of every human being, including the unborn. To turn an eye away from this abomination called abortion is to commit serious sins of omission. To vote for any public official that condones abortion in any way, shape, or form is against Catholic teaching. Why risk your mortal soul by disobeying God's law?
Pro-choice organizations constantly complain about human rights, a woman's right to kill her child, and civil rights. However, as Pope John Paul II wrote, and I quote, "The common outcry which is justly made on behalf of human rights is false and illusionary. If the right to life, the most basic and fundamental right, and the condition for all other personal rights, is not defended with maximum determination."
Human rights applies to everyone. Under the government-mandated health care law, our most fragile people and elderly are at risk to receive no health care in order to save money. Their health care will be decided by a panel and not by their doctors.
I am a mother, and this is my son. I am a grandmother, and these are my children.
I'm a grandmother, and this is part of my family.
I'm a grandmother, and these are my grandsons.
I'm a great-grandmother, and this is my family.
I'm a great-grandmother, and this is part of my family.
I'm a great-great-grandmother, and this is part of my family.
Our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, and our great-great-grandmothers are vital, are loving, and all are at risk under this mandated health care law. Shakespeare once said in the play Julius Caesar, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyages of their lives is bound in shallows and in miseries." On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or we lose all our ventures. My fellow Catholics, it is our duty to fight for our culture and not run from it. We must place our trust in the Lord and know that by doing His will and speaking the truth in love, God will make all things work for the good. We are now defending our God-given freedom as we are living in troubling times and in a society that is trying to force others to violate their deeply held faith, especially as it pertains to marriage and family. After all, any disregard for religious freedom is not only a serious concern for the Catholic Church, but it is simply un-American. God bless you, and God bless America.